It's in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, just a little offshore. Over the winter, millions of tourists flock to Fort Lauderdale beaches for a welcome break from the cold and ice. But they're not the only travelers. See those dark specks? Those aren't people. They're black-tipped sharks. Tens of thousands of them, just yards from shore. Peak tourist season in southern Florida just happens to be home to the largest shark migration in U.S. coastal waters. So, if you're coming to Florida to catch some rays, you might want to learn a few things about these guys.
The black-tip sharks are named because they have black tips on the ends of their fins. You see them cruising up and down along the shallows and along the coast.
There are few people who can tell you more about them than biologist Stephen Kajura. He's been studying the great black-tip migration like a traffic reporter.
Conditions are fantastic today for sharks. So right now we're flying north along the coast in Palm Beach County, just past Boca Raton.
Up here, you get an eagle's eye view of the Shark Superhighway. Right now, traffic's on the southbound from the Carolinas.
They're coming down here, they're enjoying the warm water in the wintertime and go back up north again, just like some of the human tourists do.
Yep, that's what's in the water when you're in the water. And they're not too far away.
Look at all the sharks right here. Less than 20, 30 yards from shore, which is really impressive.
With black tips so close, think you can spot them from where you're relaxing? Here's a pro tip. Just because you don't see a fin, doesn't mean there's no shark. Did you know they rarely swim near the surface?
That's scary. I mean, I'm always looking around in the water if I could see something moving. Never calm whenever I go swim.
Hoping to keep a respectful distance? Wait till you hear the findings from Stephen's aerial survey.
We've calculated in excess of 800 sharks per square kilometer of ocean. What that means is someone standing in the water would have a shark within about a 60-foot radius around them.
That's just 4 car lengths away. How's that for your comfort zone?
Well, now I'm a little nervous to go swimming. I had no idea that sharks were that close. They don't know what I am. They don't know if I'm food or just swimming around.
But hold on. Before you cancel your timeshare at the shore, listen on. We'll show you why you shouldn't be all that concerned. And follow Stephen's crew right into the belly of the beast. Which of these tops the list of what not to wear in the water? Is it A, jewelry, B, goggles, or C, suntan lotion? The answer, when United States of Animals returns. Which of these tops the list of what not to wear in the water? The answer is A, jewelry. To a shark, shiny objects look like the sheen on a fish, their favorite delicacy. Black tips love to eat. And to Stephen Kajura, that's a weakness he can exploit for his research on their migration.
We saw a bunch of sharks just south of the Palm Beach Inlet, so that's where we're going to be fishing today.
Nothing like a little fish to turn a shark into a research volunteer.
Each of these branch lines is baited with a good chunk of bait, and good and bloody, trying to catch up a shark.
Don't worry about that hook. Sharks are remarkably good healers, and that's not their only amazing skill. Did you know that they have a sixth sense that basically lets them see electricity? It's called electroreception, and it makes them excellent hunters.
All living organisms give off an electric field around their body. The sharks are able to capitalize upon that and locate and consume it, even in the dark, when they can't even see it.
Worried sharks are going to come after you in your electric field? Don't be. Sharks want seafood, not you. So when you're here on spring break, just follow these black tip pro tips on how to respect the sharks and enjoy the beach. Don't swim near fishing lines like Stephen's, or near diving birds. Both mean there's fish in the water, and maybe a feeding frenzy. Don't go in if you're bleeding, and if you do see a black tip up close, it's time to towel off. Those are the basics, but check in with the lifeguard for more. So, what are the real odds of being bitten anyway? In the US, out of the billions of people who go in the water, we average only 19 attacks a year and 1 death every 2 years. Did you know more of us are killed by falling icicles? And dogs? And cows? So next time you're at the shore, swim soundly with the knowledge your odds of being bitten are 1 in 11.5 million. Odds of Steven's crew catching a blacktip? Way better.
There's the shark. Is it another one?
Yeah, there's another one over here.
The researchers are taking basic measurements,
140.
140.
DNA samples, and most importantly, putting in wireless transmitters.
Okay, so we're making a tiny incision into the body cavity. That's through. We have the number on the transmitter. It slips right inside the body.
Just a quick stitch, and he'll be on to a rapid recovery.
He'll do just fine.
As this fellow here swims up the coast this summer, they'll be able to see exactly where he goes. And next winter, when he returns south to Florida, maybe you can join him in Fort Lauderdale.
So for people who say that, wow, I'm never getting in the water again if there's that many sharks, I try and point out to them, you've been swimming with them for years without even realizing they were there. They were surrounding you the whole time. So don't worry about it. Go out and have a good time. The sharks aren't going to bother you. They're just going to swim away.